The autumn morning painted Central Park in shades of gold and amber. Fallen leaves carpeted the walkway like nature's own confetti, crunching softly beneath the feet of early joggers and dog walkers. The air carried that crisp October scent of wood smoke and dying leaves that made everything feel magical. David Chen sat on his usual bench, steam rising from his coffee cup like tiny ghosts in the cool air. He'd been coming to this same spot every morning for 3 months now, ever since the divorce papers were finalized. The park offered him something his empty apartment couldn't, a sense of life continuing, of seasons changing, of hope somehow persisting, even when everything felt broken. He adjusted his navy suit, jacket, and checked his watch. Still had 20 minutes before he needed to head to the office. 20 minutes to sit quietly and watch the world wake up around him. That's when he noticed her, a little girl, maybe 4 years old, stood about 10 feet away. She had blonde hair that caught the morning sunlight like spun gold, and she wore a blue dress with small buttons that looked handmade. In her tiny hands, she clutched a brown paper bag that seemed almost too heavy for her to carry. David watched as she approached an elderly woman walking her terrier. The little girl said something, but the woman shook her head politely and continued walking. Then she tried a young couple jogging by. They smiled but kept running, their earbuds blocking out the world. The child's shoulders sagged slightly with each rejection, but she didn't give up. There was something determined about the way she straightened her back and looked around for the next person to approach. David found himself holding his breath as she turned toward him. Her eyes were the color of summer sky, wide and hopeful. Despite the disappointments, she walked over slowly, clutching that mysterious bag against her chest. "Excuse me, mister," she said in a voice as soft as butterfly wings. "Would you like to come to my birthday party?" David blinked, caught completely off guard. "Your birthday party?" She nodded earnestly. "It's today. I'm turning 5. She held up her hand, spreading her fingers wide to show him. "Mommy made cupcakes. They have pink frosting and rainbow sprinkles." David glanced around, looking for a parent or guardian. "Where is your mommy, sweetheart?" The little girl's face grew serious. "She's at home. She's sick, but she still made the cupcakes. She said I could invite people from the park because..." Her voice trailed off, and she looked down at her shoes. "Because what?" David asked gently, leaning forward. "Because nobody else is coming." The words came out in a whisper. "Tommy from school said my party would be boring. And Sarah said her mommy won't let her come because my mommy is sick." David felt his heart clench. He recognized that look in her eyes, the same loneliness he'd been carrying for months. "What's your name?" "Honey, Emma," she said, brightening a little. "Emma, Rose Patterson. What's yours?" "I'm David. It's very nice to meet you, Emma Rose." She smiled at the way he said her full name, like it was something special. "So will you come?" "Mommy says sick isn't catching when it's the kind she has. She just gets really tired and sometimes her head hurts, but she still smiles when I bring her flowers from the park." David's throat tightened. Something about this child's innocent faith, her unwavering love for her mother, and her brave determination to make her birthday special despite everything, it stirred something deep inside him that had been dormant for too long. "What's in the bag, Emma Rose?" he asked. She opened it carefully, like she was revealing treasure. Inside were handmade invitations, each one decorated with crayon drawings of balloons and cake. "Mommy helped me make them last night," she said. "Even if people are busy, it's important to invite them anyway, because that's how you show you care." David reached out and gently took one of the invitations. The paper was construction paper, carefully cut and folded. On the front, in a child's careful handwriting, it read, "You're invited." Inside, it said, "Please come to Emma's 5th birthday party. There will be cupcakes and games and fun. Today at 2 o'clock. Love, Emma and Mommy." At the bottom, there was a small drawing of 2 stick figures holding hands, one tall, one small, both with enormous smiles. "This is beautiful," David said, and he meant it. "You and your mommy worked very hard on these." Emma beamed. "Mommy says the best parties are the ones where people come because they want to, not because they have to. She says, even if it's just me and her, we'll have the best birthday ever. But ... double quotes, she hesitated. "But what?" "But I think she's sad that nobody wants to come. She tries to hide it, but I see her crying sometimes when she thinks I'm not looking." David felt something shift inside his chest, like a door opening that had been locked for months. Here was this little girl, facing rejection and disappointment, yet still believing in the goodness of people, still trying, still hoping. "Emma Rose," he said slowly, "what time did you say your party was?" 2 o'clock. Will you come?" David looked at his watch, then at his phone. He thought about his empty calendar, his quiet apartment, his carefully ordered life that felt more like existing than living. Then he looked back at Emma's hopeful face. "You know what? I think I can make it, but I'll need your address." Emma's face lit up like the 4th of July. She carefully tore off the bottom of one invitation and wrote her address in crayon letters. "It's the apartment with the yellow flowers in the window box. Mommy planted them because she says yellow is the color of happiness." David smiled, really smiled, for For the first time in months. Yellow flowers it is. And Emma rose. I think your mommy is very wise. She is. Emma agreed solemnly. She knows everything. Well, almost everything. She doesn't know how to fix the leaky faucet, but she knows all the important stuff. David stood up, pocketing the invitation. I should probably bring a present, shouldn't I? Emma's eyes went wide. You don't have to. Mommy says the best present is just having people you care about near you. Your mommy is definitely wise, David said, but I think every 5-year-old deserves a proper birthday present. As Emma skipped away to invite more people, David watched her go. That little girl had just done something remarkable. She'd reminded him what it felt like to be needed, to be wanted, to matter to someone. For the first time in months, David had somewhere to be that actually mattered. A birthday party for a brave little girl and her sick mother who still found ways to make magic happen. He pulled out his phone and called his office. Sarah, it's David. I need to take the afternoon off. Something important came up. He paused, watching Emma approach. Another potential party guest. Actually, make that something wonderful. As he walked away from the park, David found himself planning. A birthday party needed balloons, didn't it? And maybe some flowers for the mother who planted yellow happiness in window boxes. Sometimes, David thought, the most important invitations come from the most unexpected places.